wear a sweater that has aged worse than this.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't even like.
Hi all, ciao VCM. So I got back from 4 months of being in Europe. I looked in my closet and I hated everything I saw. So it's time for a closet clean out. You all, I used to dress so well. Like, I was a full-on fashionista. I would, like, European well, like international students at an 8 a.m. class well. And then I came to the US and it just destroyed my style. I didn't own a single pair of sweatpants, leggings, a t-shirt. Those were not part of my vocabulary, and it's just all gone down the drain. We're gonna be cleaning out my closet and we're gonna be chatting about sustainability, fast fashion, minimalism, capitalism, ethical consumption, overconsumption, clothing, and stuff like that. So if you're into it, let's go. So first of all, going into this closet clean out, the question I'm asking is, would I wear this in Paris? Because that's where I deserve to live. Baltimore, I don't know her. Okay, so that's the energy I want to have. That's the question that I'm going to be asking. So real quick, just a few notes on my closet. About 90 to 95% of what I own is all second hand. And out of that 90%, only about 20% are things that I actually bought. Everything bought secondhand. Almost everything else has been hand-me-downs, and like handed down through a lot of hands, not just two. Also, almost everything is about a decade old, and also I have never ever spent more than $20 to $25 for a piece of clothing, including winter boots, winter jackets, like all that stuff. Never. And that's on the high end. I want to say on the average, like my average piece of clothing was somewhere in between like $7 to $10. So now that we have this information, let's go. Now this is super cute, but as with a lot of cheap stuff and being a tall girl, like, my butt is barely covered. Tall girl struggles, if you know, you know. So would I wear this in Paris? No. This is a jumpsuit. I love jumpsuits. It's also a braless one. I love it so much. Would I wear this in Paris? No. The thing with fast fashion is that we all know it's awful. Like, we are well aware that fast fashion is awful, that it profits off of human suffering. It's awful for the environment. It basically just exploits women, mostly women of color in third world countries and the global south. It's just so bad all around, and we're well aware of this. But it's not just fast fashion, okay? Are you ready for it? Like, all fashion. I think it's so easy to vilify like H&M, Forever 21, Zara, and all those brands, and with it vilify the poor people that shop there, when in reality, Nike, Adidas, Ralph Lauren, Lacoste, like all of these brands are unethical, okay? They all employ low-paid people, mostly, as I said, mostly women of color in third world countries. They're all incredibly unethical. The garment industry, like, the standards are awful. Even if it doesn't qualify as a sweatshop, it's bad. So I'm sorry to say this to y'all middle and upper class people, but just because something is more expensive doesn't actually make it ethical. This one I wore on my very first date with Isaiah. So it has sentimental value, but would I wear it in Rome? No. Cute. Would I wear it in Paris? No. So the thing is, of course, there are ethical brands, sustainable brands, ones that pay their employees, use recycled materials and so on. But do I even have to say they cost like $1 million, okay? I respect the work that they do. I know a lot of us that are poor, of lower socioeconomic status, would love to support them and afford these things, but we can't, okay? There is no, it's just not happening. I am not going to be spending $100 on a blouse. I just don't have that type of money. I already told y'all how much the stuff in my closet costs, so, and I know that's the case for most people. Typically, buying ethically, like ethical consumption, is a privilege that's often left to the very wealthy, who, by default of being wealthy, are always going to be less sustainable, are going to be consuming more, are going to be less green than the poor, okay? That's a whole other conversation that I could do an entire video about, because the poor are always going to be more green and more sustainable, but I'm gonna stop here because I have so much to say about it. Would I wear this in Milan? Would I wear this in Kiev? No. So what can us regular peasants, us regular poors do to cause less suffering, to not support this garment industry, to lessen the amount of suffering that we cause to other people and to Mother Nature? I think the very first step is we should consume less. We should just not buy things. That is the very, very first step, and it's a really important one, and I want us to actually like sit with it and internalize it, because I can guarantee if I went into your closet and threw out half the stuff you own, you would still have too much. And why I'm making this as my first point, I think that too often when we're faced with the violence and damage that capitalist production causes, we jump to the solution model of, well, I can't buy it from here, but I can buy it from here, or, you know, like, this is kind of bad, this is better, this is the best, or, you know, all these kinds of things. But we never really question, do I need this? Like, do I need to buy something at all? Which is in itself capitalism internalized in our little heads. And I think it's so important. I have an entire video about Western overconsumption. I'm gonna try to put it somewhere up here. We just consume entirely too much, especially in the West, especially in the US. I literally feel like my 16 years in Latvia, I produced less waste than I do in a year or two in the US. It's a massive problem, and even though it obviously increases with your wealth, as rich people consume more, even the lower income people living in the US, living in the West, by default of being here, we overconsume. So it is, I feel like, a responsibility, a duty of all of us to try and drastically reduce our consumption, and I believe that honestly we all can. Would I wear this in Berlin, in Amsterdam? Would I wear this in Sarajevo? No, no. So the second option, of course, is if I need this, can I buy it used? And that is a mentality we should have about everything, about furniture, about dishes, about absolutely everything that I buy. First, I'm gonna ask and post in Facebook groups and, you know, try to find if there is anybody that's selling this, and especially for clothes, of course. If I do need this, can I get it secondhand? Now, I have to say, as someone who's worn secondhand my entire life, like, I want to say for the first 15, 16 years of my life, I didn't have a single new clothing, like only secondhand. As someone like that, I do feel some type of way about watching this new trend of secondhand. So, you know, if you didn't grow up poor and if you didn't grow up wearing only secondhand, being bullied for it and made fun of it by the same people who are now buying secondhand to be sustainable, woke, cool, ethical, green, and so on, then you don't feel my pain. So it's definitely like I feel some type of way, but it is what it is. We gotta save our planet. We gotta work to lessen our consumption, work to lessen the harm we cause to other people through capitalism. And also, rich people have no taste. So whether you shop at Gucci or Goodwill, y'all still ugly. So I'm winning regardless. Would I wear this in Stockholm? Would I wear this in Madrid? No, I would not. So I'm definitely a minimalist. Actually, like one of the first things my friends say when they first visit my place is like, wow, you have so little things. And partially, of course, you know, like not having the funds to overconsume so much, and also because I move every other year. And I mean that, like, not just housing, I move like countries. I think I calculated last year that in the last 12 years I've moved like, or in the last 9 years I've moved 12 times, but it's probably even more than that. So that definitely also factors in. So I'm definitely a minimalist. I love minimalism. I could do a whole video about minimalism and the class problem that minimalism has, but I do find it really difficult to get rid of things because unlike the majority of people who watch Tidying Up with Marie Kondo then get rid of their entire wardrobe and then slowly buy new things that spark joy as they go, that's not accessible. That's not available to me. I cannot get rid of something simply because I haven't worn it in the last 2 years. I cannot get rid of something simply because it doesn't spark joy, because I'm not going to be able to replace it. So it's a fine balance. Also, like, no shade to Marie Kondo at all. I love her. She's amazing. Anyone comes for Marie Kondo, you're coming for me. Like, read all her books, obsessed. She's speaking the truth. If you don't like her, that's because you don't understand what she's saying.
Keeping this.
Okay, so this is another thing that I'm clearly donating. Show the sweater, not your face.
No, you're not. I'm keeping this.
I got it in Thailand for whatever reason. It was really popular there at the time and I needed a hoodie because it does get cold. Ow! But anyways, is there a sweater that has aged worse than this?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't even like
Of course it's meant to have a shirt under it, but either way, would I wear this in Paris? Would I wear this in Barcelona? No. Like, I remember when I first came to the US for college, I came with like one suitcase and I didn't even have a winter jacket or any winter clothes. And I went to college in upstate New York where it got to like minus 30 degrees Celsius in winter. So I was freezing, and I got really lucky that our international students coordinator took pity on us peasant immigrants who were staying on campus over Christmas break because we're houseless. and brought us to this closet of like things Americans have left behind through the years. And I found amazing winter boots there, which was really great. I'm still wearing those winter boots. And also I found a winter jacket that was double XXL men's winter jacket that was just like this like square, like, and it was clearly so big for me, and it was fugly. I mean, like, it did not spark joy. If anything, it sparked repulsiveness. But it was warm. Like, it was warm. It's all that mattered. This is actually my mom's when she was working in an office when she was my age, so it's quite old. I realized that I have a lot of office clothes because when I graduated and was working in DC, I didn't have any, so I like got all of my mom's old office clothes. But will I be working in an office in the next 2 to 4 years? No. Most likely, hopefully, God willing, I will never be working in an office, so this is the note. Would I wear this in Amsterdam? Would I wear this in Riga? Would I wear this in Paris? No, absolutely not. So the other thing about this closet clean out is that I am not intending to replace these items. So I'm not throwing all this stuff out so that I have more room in my closet to put something else in. I'm not intending to replace any of this. I'm getting rid of clothes that no longer match my energy, associate them with past energies that I don't want in my life anymore, that just don't vibe with me anymore. But I'm doing it from a place of abundance. I have entirely too many clothes. I have too much. I simply have too much. I have hoarded from all of my friends that have passed me stuff, from my mom, from everywhere. So I just have too much clothes. So I'm getting rid of them because I don't need that much, because I want to have a lot less than I do. And I think that's an important point. And I think the first step really of a closet clean out is to reevaluate your relationship with material things, with your clothing, and yeah, why do you shop? Why do you feel like you need more? All of those are questions that we should begin asking ourselves. These are not things that I would ever wear together, but absolutely not. Would I wear this in Paris? No, I would not wear this. I would not wear this in Moscow. I would not wear this anywhere. I'm also in the process of slowly transitioning into a closet that only contains 100% cotton, 100% linen, 100% silk, etc. clothing. It's something I've been doing for the past 2-ish years. Of course, those are fabrics that are much more sustainable and better because they're recyclable, because they're not synthetic, you know, they're not polyester, and also because mixed fabrics, basically, which is most fashions, mixed fabrics can't be recycled. I don't think most people realize that. Like, most mixed fabrics that we send to get recycled or something don't get recycled. So I've been doing that. Yeah, so obviously it's something that's good for the environment, but that's not actually why I started doing that. For me, I realized that, like, because of course I owned a lot of shitty quality clothing. I still do. I own a lot of shitty quality clothing. And I realized that it feels so bad. Like, I hate how like synthetic polyester feels on my skin. I hate it. It feels awful. And compare that to like the few clothing that I had, which was 100% cotton, which just feels so good. Like, 100% silk dress feels heavenly. Like, it feels amazing. There's a massive difference. And I know that worrying about comfort is not very fashionable of me, but I am 100% how it feels matters to me more than what it looks like. I want to have a life experience that feels good rather one that looks good. Hopefully both, but how it feels is definitely more important to me. So that's something that I've been doing, and it's been a great thing to keep in my mind as I do this closet clean out, because if I'm iffy about something, if it's not 100% cotton or linen or silk, if it doesn't actually feel good on my body, then I wouldn't wear it in Paris. It's cute, I look amazing. Would I wear this in Paris? No, no. That's it from me. I hope that this video may inspire you to get rid of some physical or mental clutter that you have in your life. As I said, I'm a minimalist, and I 100% feel and resonate with the fact that, you know, if my surroundings are tidy and clear and minimalist, it helps my mind stay clear and tidy. The same way, you know, like our surroundings are just extension of ourselves. I also believe that all physical possessions carry energy within them, so if something doesn't feel right to you anymore, if it doesn't match your energy, you can always replace it or let it go. So I hope that this was inspiring. If you would like for me to do a video on minimalism and its elitism problem or any other topic related to sustainability and fashion, let me know in the comments. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Love you. All of this stuff is getting donated. It looks like a hot mess, but I'm about to tidy it. Peace. Some of these clothes are actually so hard to get rid of. Like, I love these pants, but my butt got too big, so some of this stuff I'm like, who thought this was a good idea? A long ass striped skirt, low waist jean shorts. We are not bringing low rise back. I swear to you guys, if any of you try to bring low rise jeans back,